Hi everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorites for the month of February, and let's see here, we have a good mix of skincare, makeup, and a body care item, so let's just get on into it. As always, I'm going to start with the makeup. Most of these are just kind of rediscovered favorites. I don't really have a whole lot of like new product favorites for this month just because I mentioned so many of those in last month's favorites videos, so all these makeup products are things I've had around and I just kind of have forgotten about and now I'm sort of rediscovering. The first thing here is from Physicians Formula, and this is the Nude Wear Shimmer Strips eyeshadow palette. The colors in this are just really pretty. If you like, you know, you're kind of taupey, slightly bronzy, rosy toned eyes. I know that was like a really broad color description. I would probably say that these lean more on the taupey side if anything, but if you're into this kind of a color scheme, of course, then you're gonna just love this palette. I just really like reaching for this when I just need a good lid color because I find that you just have so many in here. Today I'm wearing this kind of slightly rosy tone bronze shade all over the lid. I did apply a little bit of a Mally color stick to my eyes that was kind of in a bronze shade just to enhance the color a little bit, and I really recommend that when using these. Try to find a base that's similar or something that's just going to help pull the colors out a little bit more because they are so kind of shimmery metallic-y. Sometimes they can just all sort of end up looking the same, but if you use a white base or something underneath these really pop and they look really pretty. And it's not that they aren't pigmented, they are very pigmented. They're just so close, I think, in tone that sometimes, you know, you put one on and you don't really see the difference between one and the next. But it is a good palette if you were needing some good kind of taupe all over the lid colors. I don't like using this a whole lot in the crease because they are so shimmery and metallic-y, and I am like 100% against putting shimmer in my crease. I just don't like the way it looks on me personally. But if you are okay with that, then I think you would really like this palette, or like I said, if you just want some good lid shades or some good highlighting shades, then this is a great palette. Definitely worth the price. I think that the packaging is super cute, and I would recommend. A lot of these shimmer strips are really good from Physicians Formula. They got a really good texture. They're not the most buttery, most smooth, you know, kind of pigmented shadows out there. And the nice thing about them being a little bit more hard in texture is that you don't get the fallout from these. So good stuff, and I've been liking that a lot this month. One more eyeshadow favorite. This is the NYX Nude Matte Shadow in the shade Get Naked. Really been liking this shade again. This is kind of a shade that I go in and out of phases with. I know I've mentioned it in the past a small handful of times, but it's just sort of like a deep kind of mustard yellow shade, and it just adds kind of an interesting look to your eyeshadow. If you pop this sort of in the crease and use it as a transition shade, it works with warm tone looks, but it also works with cool tone looks because it is almost like a, you know, like I said, like a dark burnt yellow mustard color. Very interesting. Also looks really pretty on the lid. It's just sort of a fun neutral to play with. It's just different. I could see this not looking the best on absolutely everybody, but if you're similar in skin tone to me, just give it a try because it is really fun and it's really inexpensive, and it's a good way to just add a different neutral look to your repertoire. Next thing here is a powder. This is the Revlon Nearly Naked powder. I've talked about this so many times, but I've just sort of rediscovered it again. I have been so in love with the Carez Wild Rose Brightening Powder, and I have a hard time getting through powder. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've been talking about pretty much the same powders since I've started my channel because I cannot finish powder, and I think it's a mix of I don't really use a whole lot of it, and I think it's just a hard thing to try to use up. I'm not somebody that keeps a powder in their, you know, bag to touch up throughout the day. I use blotting papers for that, so powder for me is really difficult to get through, and I'm really wanting to try the new Urban Decay pressed one, but I'm trying to finish up, or at least, you know, hit a good amount of pan out of powder before I go out and purchase that bad boy. But if you are looking for a good drugstore powder, or just a good powder in general, this Revlon Nearly Naked one is awesome. It's not going to give you full coverage. It's not really going to give you a whole lot of coverage in general, but I do find that it does mattify the skin enough without making it look cakey and without making it look dry. The texture of it is just really nice, really smooth. Feels good on the skin. It's very lightweight, and I find that the shades are also very forgiving. Now that I am not tanning as much, the shade Fair, which is the color I have it in, is good for my skin tone. And I just like it. I like it a lot. My little sister uses it and she loves it too. It's just a really good basic powder from the drugstore that's not too expensive, that's going to do what you need a powder to do, and is going to look really pretty on the skin. Finally, for the makeup, I have a concealer. This is the Revlon Age Defying with DNA Advantage concealer. I don't know if they have discontinued this or not. I hope that they haven't, but I'm sure you can still find it. This is a really great under eye concealer. For the longest time, I just kept this in my purse because I was wanting sort of a touch-up concealer, just something that I could have in my bag at all times. That way, if an emergency zit or something popped up, I could cover it. I don't really find that that happens to me a lot though. I've only needed that like very, very, very rarely, and for the most part, what I do at the beginning of the day stays put. I don't find that I'm needing to re-conceal a lot, and if I do, I can go home and do it. And so I decided to take this guy out of my bag because he wasn't getting any love, and I've been using it, and I love this. Underneath the eyes, it's just brightening, and it's really good coverage, and it's creamy, and it feels hydrating. Doesn't seem to dry out that area a lot. On spots, I think that it's okay. Honestly, the shade is a little bit light for me. This is in the color light, and I find that on spots it just kind of accentuates them a little bit since it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. I mean, it's by a smidge, but it's enough where if I put it under their eyes, I feel like I get that kind of brighter look. Not super highlighty, nothing super intense, and I just like it. I love this sort of style with concealer. I really like doe foot applicators, even though they're not always the most sanitary. I just think that they're the easiest to apply, and I just think that the product is really nice. Like I said, really creamy, good pigmentation, and it looks good throughout the day. As for it creasing, it kind of depends on the moisturizer I have underneath. Recently, I've been really crazy about making sure that I have a very well moisturized under eye area because of the acne pills I've been taking. They really dry out my skin, and especially my eyes, and so I do find that for me this creases a little bit just because I have so much moisturizer piled up underneath there. But if you're like a normal person and don't pile on 10 pounds of eye cream, I don't think that this will crease on you a whole lot. And I think that for people with oily skin it'd be good, and I think for people with drier skin it would be good. So good all around under eye concealer if you're needing one. All right, let's talk about some body care. I have one item to show you guys that's humongous. I got this from TJ Maxx, and this is the H2O Plus Spa Sea Salt Hydrating Body Lotion. I ran out of my, what was I using? I think I was using a St. Ives one. I always like to switch up my body lotions, even though the Jergens Ultra Healing and the Olay Quench are just good standbys for me. Those are the lotions that I will continually go back to if I'm like in a pinch and I need something, and I need something that I know will work. Those are sort of my go-tos. I like to use the Olay Quench when my skin isn't as dry, and then the Jergens Ultra Healing when my skin really needs a lot of moisture. But every once in a while, if I'm sort of perusing the beauty section of, you know, Ulta or Target, I will pick up something new. And recently I was looking at TJ Maxx, and I knew that I needed a new body lotion because my St. Ives one was really close to being out, and I wasn't super impressed with it. And so I decided to try this guy because I've had other body care products from this line before, this H2O line, and I really like them. So what this is it says that it is a lightweight version of their best-selling sea salt hydrating body butter. It's supposed to deeply soften and nourish, has a blend of oils, it's antioxidant rich, silky, fast absorbing, and imparts a fresh oceanside scent. Why is that so hard to say? And I freaking love this stuff. It feels really good on the skin. I don't know if it's the best moisturizer for me right now at this time of the year because I just need something that's a little bit richer. So maybe I should try to hunt down the hydrating body butter. But for a good kind of lightweight yet still nourishing body lotion, this stuff is freaking fantastic. It really absorbs nice and quickly, but it's not one of those quickly absorbing moisturizers where I feel like I'm not getting any moisture out of it. And it smells incredible. It smells like you're walking into a spa. It's just got that perfect mix of kind of like an herbally scent, those sort of like essential oils kind of smell. It's a great scent. And so I think that that's what I love most about it, is that when I'm applying it, I just feel like I'm getting some royal pampering treatment because it just smells, you know, like a spa, which I love. And the texture of it is really nice. So as you all know, I am absolutely obsessed with Paula's Choice skincare, and I'm not sponsored, never have been sponsored, haven't contacted this company or been contacted by this company in no other means than me paying for products and getting stuff shipped to me because I paid for it. And recently, you guys know I've been really struggling with acne a lot, and so I've been kind of revamping my skincare routine a little bit. I've added in the Epiduo, which I featured in my last my last favorites video. And like I said, I've been on acne pills, which I don't take super regularly, but I do think that they are helping. And then I just went on to Paula's Choice website and I had to get some more moisturizing products because my skin has been so dry because of this acne fighting regimen. And Paula's Choice is just my go-to. If my skin's in a crisis, I know she's gonna have something to fix it. And so I went online and I ordered, you know, a bunch of different samples of stuff just so I could try it. That's a great thing about her website is that she actually sells little samples like this, and they're like 70, 80 cents, super cheap. She does free shipping all the time, so a lot of the times you can basically just pay for these and it's going to cost you like $4 or so, and you're going to be able to sample some products, which I really like. So I ordered some samples and I found a new product that I have just, or a couple new products I guess, that I have just been in love with. The first one here I quickly went to purchase the full size of. This is the Skin Recovery Super Antioxidant Concentrate Serum. It's for normal, dry to very dry skin, and it has retinol in it. When I first received the sample, it was kind of a free sample. It was sort of like a, you get to choose 3 samples whenever you buy something. So on top of already buying samples, I was able to choose 3 more samples. And this is one that I selected. I really didn't think that I was gonna love it because the retinol kind of scared me. I'm just not that into anti-aging products quite yet. And so I was thinking maybe it would make my skin condition worse. But this stuff, I attribute a lot of my newly glowing and acne-free skin to this because I just noticed a big texture difference in my skin with this. I think that the retinol does help a little bit with acne fighting because I have read a lot and heard that retinol is a good acne fighting ingredient. So I think that helps, but the best thing about this stuff is the texture. It is the silkiest, smoothest serum ever, and I've used face oils. I've also used different serums from the Paula's Choice line. This is by far my favorite. It just feels like silky, buttery wonderfulness going on your skin. It's almost an indescribable texture because it's so luxurious. And I think the best thing about it is the price. It's only $30. She does sales, like I said, all the time. So you can get this stuff for pretty cheap. And for a serum, 30 bucks is such a bargain, especially when you look at the ingredients in this. Like I said, you got the retinol, we have some green tea leaf extract, some grapeseed extract, soybean oil, cranberry seed oil, bilberry seed oil, and then of course more sort of chemical-like ingredients that are actually going to help improve the texture, has vitamin C in it, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's just a great serum, and most serums I find tend to retail for $100 plus. So getting something, I mean anything under that $50 mark is amazing, especially when it's this good of a product. So I would highly recommend going onto her website, trying to get a sample of this, or just trying it out because she also has a really, really great return policy. And I know I sing the praises of Paula's Choice all the time, and I probably sound like the biggest sponsor for her ever, but I just promise I really like her products. I also, and I think I've mentioned this before, I'm still so in love with this Moisture Boost cream, you guys. I think that this is the best face moisturizer. She also has a more like daytime version of this that has SPF in it. This is the non-SPF, just regular Moisture Boost Hydrating Treatment Cream. Great moisturizer if you are looking for something that's rich but not too rich. I have a problem with my skin because even though right now it is so dry, throughout the day it will naturally just get oily. And I need to make sure that my makeup on top of it will stay put because I need my makeup to last me all day. And this is just that perfect balance of being very nice and rich in texture, but soaking in well enough where my skin just doesn't feel like a grease ball by 5 o'clock. So great stuff if you're looking for a new moisturizer. I cannot recommend this one enough. I've tried different moisturizers from Paula's Choice, and this is by far my favorite in kind of the colder winter months. She also has another one called Hydrolite, and I like that one a lot more in the summer. And I'd recommend that one if you have more of an oily skin type. But if you're more kind of normal combination, dry, this is a good one. And very finally, I just want to talk about a product that I've gotten a couple samples of that I've been loving, and this is the Resist Triple Action Dark Spot Eraser 2% BHA Gel. This stuff has really helped with my post-acne marks. I have a lot of red marks. The good thing is right now I'm not having a whole lot of active breakouts, but I'm dealing with the scarring and the post kind of red, just weird stuff, you know, that really is kind of hard to cover with makeup, and it just makes your skin look like it's breaking out, although it's not. It's just the mark that it leaves behind. And this stuff has really helped. I just use a small amount on my cheeks, a little bit in my T-zone, and I find that it kind of has replaced my BHA liquid from Paula's Choice because it still does that sort of chemical exfoliation, but I'm not putting it all over my face. I'm just kind of putting it in the areas that I need it, and I find that the ingredient in here, which I forget what the key ingredient, oh yeah, it's hydroquinone, I don't know. The actual dark spot treating ingredient is so great. It really has helped dramatically to decrease my red spots all over my face. And if you want proof, you can go see my what was it, my 2014 favorites video. I posted that back I think in January, and you can just see such a dramatic difference from my skin then compared to now. So I highly urge you, if you kind of are wanting a before and after, to go look at how red and how blotchy my skin was then compared to now. And it's not like I was wearing less makeup then, more makeup now. It was all about the same, but my skincare I just think has improved a lot because I've been targeting that sort of a problem. And I just really like the stuff. I've gone through 3 samples. This will be my 4th. Probably will buy the full size. I'm just sort of trying to get through all the samples that I have, but I would highly recommend that as well. And if you guys are interested in trying any of these products, I will have a link down below to Paula's Choice. It's not like an affiliate link. It's just sort of a referral link. Anybody can get one as soon as you purchase a product from Paula's Choice. So it will be like a refer a friend thing. And if you guys happen to get anything from that link, you guys will get $10 off your purchase of 15 or more, I believe, which is a really good deal. So highly recommend her products if you're in a skincare crisis. She has stuff to cover every skincare problem, and her prices are amazing. I just can't imagine a day where I use anything else but her products because they're just that good. Anyway, I gotta get going. I hope you guys enjoyed this. That is it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.